Hello everyone, this is Darshini in Spirit and we're doing the 2024 predictions. We're going to do it rather quickly. I'm not going to cover a lot of countries this time, only because I don't believe there's much interest in it. So bear with me, and hopefully the ones that have been loyal and have been really wanting these predictions, I'll be able to cover. Okay, so we're starting here with America, and I always start with the snow, which already has happened. Obviously, we're on filming here on the 27th of November. Bit late here, but that's okay. So here we go. What I'm seeing here is, and we are already seeing snow in Canada, and we're not going to go into Canada here at the moment, which we will go later and do another video on it. But we're staying with America at the moment. I'm covering only the snowstorms which are happening from now until for the next year. Okay, so what I'm seeing is that there's a huge snowstorm. Well, it's really with a water. It's to do with rain and weather conditions coming in, mostly from Canada. In other words, it's coming from here downwards, but it's sweeping down from here to literally into this section, that width. So it's going to cover quite a bit. It's really on the tip of Oregon, but Nevada, upper California, Northern California will get hit, and it sweeps through, right through here. It tapers off, but New York's going to get hit, Washington, mostly all of these upper state from about Oklahoma upwards, Missouri, Nebraska, Iowa, South Dakota will get hit. Now this storm is expected to hit about 2 to 3 days, and I'm seeing it come in round about not late December, but December 5th is the first one. So be wary of it. It's not going to look as if it's going to be a threatening storm, but quite frankly, it's going to dump a lot of snow in the higher elevations, so which is obviously around there. If you do live there, please be careful, stock up, which I'm sure you know. This is rather moot point there, because you know how to take care of it if you live in snowy states. Heavy weather. So the next one coming in after December 5th is about 18th of December. Now this one is coming in 3 stages. It comes in again from here. Most of them are coming in from the north, and it's coming in. Oregon doesn't get hit that much, but it's Seattle, Washington, and it's only starting to build. It's as if the weather has got wetter. In other words, the snow is heavier, and I'm seeing it really thick, but it gathers. I don't know if it's where, I'm not a meteorologist, I always say that. I'm just giving you what I see. So it literally comes down here and then starts swooping down, and it has a swathe of weather, really. It goes right down to the Carolinas, where really the snow is about from here even to the Kentucky, North Carolina. You'll see snow in that area, but it gets heavier and heavier as it progresses. The subsequent weather below South Dakota, Nebraska, just over here downwards into Texas, there's some that are literally getting rain here, rain especially more in Texas, but it's snow, and you're going to get in this portion here, you're going to see, sorry for the pause, but I wanted to check on something quickly. This is live, obviously, and why I checked is I kept on seeing ice balls, not actually what you would normally think of, but it is literally ice balls, and I looked it up, and there is such a thing. So what it is GRAPAUL. I don't know if I said that correctly, but anyway, it's called GRAPAUL, also called soft hail, and hailstones, but hominy snow or snow pellets. It is when the precipitation that forms when supercooled water droplets are collected and they freeze on falling snowflakes. So they do form quite large balls, or small to large. So it's GRAPAUL. And this did last appear in 2020 apparently. But that's what I'm seeing is literally GRAPAUL, or GRAPAUL. And not hailstones, but GRAPAUL. So it's softer, and this is why I'm seeing it round in this one, because it has, the precipitation is really picking up, because it seems there's more, I don't know if to do with El Nino, I believe we're in it, but it's really, the water is collected from here and it starts really forming here. So you're going to see a large amount of hailstones in the lower portion, because it's the water that affects and makes the ice balls or GRAPAUL from this section here. So it's picking up water from obviously Michigan, Chicago, any of those. You'll see it on the lakes far more. I know it's a bit unusual, but it came in. So, and it's kind of a rare occurrence, but let me know. A lot of you, I do ask you that you please let me know if these things come true, but not everybody does that, only a few people. That's why I'm wondering if it's really worth doing this. Let me know, okay? So that's what I said it'll come in 3. So the first one is going to be kind of here, and then the second, it collects on top. It's like a layered one. It comes in on the, not even on the tail, like halfway into the storm, it starts another one. Now this is the one, and the last one. The middle one is more dangerous than the third one. So the third one increases its scope of effect over around here. So that's why the third one comes in, which is larger, and it comes in like this: Nevada, California, upper northern Nevada, and maybe even snow in a tiny bit of snow in Las Vegas and the outer cities there. But basically it comes through and reaches here. So that's the heaviest snow, the middle of the 3, that will see the GRAPAUL and the ice balls. The third one, as I said, is larger, but quite frankly, Canada is going to be affected because it comes in from there and goes right through to the east coast and drops more into, it's not so much up here as coming here and dropping into Texas, upper extremes, Arkansas, Tennessee, and South Carolina there. And that's more like, and a lot of high winds are developing here, by the way, so watch it. So it's ice cold. It's like England with wet weather, and that cold just goes right through your body. Trust me, I know. So anyway, that's the third phase. So that's around about the 18th, and it'll last for about 3 to 4 days on that one. So be careful. Round about the 28th, Christmas is okay. Some people will have snow here for a white Christmas, but quite frankly, it's not heavy. 28th of December, still in 2023, we're going to get a twofer. Now there are 2, it's another layered one, and it's coming in now from Canada, and it comes in, and this one's more like the ice storms that come in from there, where it's gathering ice from here and it's coming in like this, so it's collecting a lot of the water and precipitation from there, and it swoops down here. So it's really Montana and all of these places here that get hit. Actually Denver will get hit as well, on the edge, but basically around here and come down to North Carolina. But there it's kind of already weaned off, and it's okay. There is snow here, but that's a general snow. It's not going to be, I would say, heavy duty. So basically that's it there. We're moving into January now, and January we're going to see quite a few for January and February next year, 2024 is not going to be nice. So the first one's coming in on the 5th of January, not a huge one, comes in kind of on a slant like this and here, and literally you're going to see in this section here about 7 to 8, maybe heavy snow, but it could go up to 8 feet round about here. Okay, so it's not here, sorry, it's really here. So that will be happening there. And it's soon followed by kind of a freeze. So I'm really worried about black ice, Michigan, all of that. All of these places get hit with black ice and frozen snow, which it's the blast after the effect. Then we go to the next one, January 16th through the 18th. And it could flow to actually as much as even the 25th. That one is kind of a superstorm, but it is like constant snow. It's coming in from here, all of this, it's coming here, and it is blanketing practically really from here onwards, the top half of America. Definitely Canada. It's going through right through Canada, Quebec, Ontario, all of them, BC, everything. So I hate to say it, that one is like a total whiteout. And it's long, it's persistent, it doesn't stop. You get constant. The first one seems to be heavy, and you're thinking, oh gosh, that's it. Then no, not even about 12 hours later, another system comes in. Then about 14 to 16 hours, another system comes in. So it levels and levels, and it just keeps on adding to the snow, and it's blanketing. Even as far as Arizona, higher elevations again, New Mexico, Texas, roundabout even down here, you'll get a bit of snow, but Oregon, Washington, all of those. So it's really about that upwards, up from there, New Mexico. So it's kind of a blanket snow, but poor Canada's even getting more snow than we thought, than they've had for a while. And it's about, some areas are getting about, I hope I'm wrong, God, 16 feet of snow. I don't know if that's possible or what, but anyway, 16 feet, because this storm is just going endlessly, going on and on and on. And each 12 to 18 hours to 24, there's another layer. So it goes right through all of those times, okay? Then you get a brief spell of, okay, the weather's okay, it's still, you get some wind here during that time from that end of the storm to the next one, which is January 25th, late 25th. And that one comes in again from Canada this time, and it swoops down here into the lakes and everything else. I'm seeing that Lake Michigan and all of the other lakes over here get really solid, and a ton of snow there again, but it's just solid, so it freezes completely. We're going to see, and I haven't touched that one yet, that's on a separate video, but I might as well tell you, we are going to see extreme temperatures this year. So we're seeing the flip-flop, as I was predicting all these years, the highs, but the lows. The lows are going to be increased lows where you feel as if you're in an ice age. So they're anything from two below the normal temperature to as much as some in areas 16 degrees lower than the 16 to 17 lower in the temperature. So they're hitting records, at least recorded records. We weren't here for the Ice Age to record it, obviously. So anyway, that's poor Canada and upper extremes here. Fargo, needless to say, New York, upper New York in these areas. All right, so that's January. Round about February 2nd, we're going to see another one. This one's a weird one. and it literally brings in cold air, but it's also wet air. So it's again a heavy snowfall, and it comes in like this and kind of misses a few states, which is weird, comes in, loops, and comes out. So it literally, like this, loops, hits edge of New York, and then comes out. So it's not the lower half, we're okay there, but it literally loops. All right? Sorry, like that a bit. So some of you are going to be thankful for it, some of you aren't, because obviously you're going to get hit. So it's as if it was a strong wind or system that's literally making that loop, but I think it really is to do with kind of a weird warm weather front that's coming in from here, pushing the weather system. Instead of it going straight, it pushes it here, and then it pushes it there. So those are the two dips down, and it literally brings in warm air and then pushes that. That's what I'm seeing. I'm not a meteorologist, as I said. So that comes in there in February 2nd, and it'll last for about 3, maybe as much as 5 days, but the 5th day won't be as bad. February 20th, there are some other little storms. I'm not going to cover them, but for February 20th, that one is going to be a nasty one as well. It's coming in from Canada, and it's got this really Icelandic, literally ice from the north, just freezing Canada, and it's hard to even get around. It's so cold. This is where it's going to drop to well below the records, and it covers literally like a loop here. So this one, Washington a tiny bit, Oregon doesn't really get hit, but it's really about here that it gets cool, because it's really literally Canada in that section over there. So please be careful, stock up. That one is going to it's more not about the snow so much as the cold. It is freezing, and some areas here I'm seeing is, and in Alaska, and I'm sorry, I don't mean to be horrible. I haven't forgotten Alaska. Alaska gets it as well, and this one, it's going to be so bad that you'll not want to go out in Alaska. The Yukon, all of this, British Columbia, because this one literally is like this. All right, so that one is going to hit for, and you're going to be at literally minus 35, minus 45, in areas 55 low. And that is not exactly a record, but record in that certain areas where Anchorage, it should be a bit warmer, things like that. So please be careful. Make sure you've got enough heat. Look after the elderly, please. And anybody who else, homeless is what I feel really bad about, and make sure they're looked after. Okay, so that's into February. So coming forward, March, and by the way, I'll intersect here that I did say last year that we would be having snow until about June 30th, and I believe the last snow was around about June, end of June into July. Just to let you know, it's going to be a long one again, all right? So back into March. Now, March is actually January, December was bad, worse in January, February is bad, March is going to be worse. Okay, March, you think, oh, it's coming, it's getting better, blah, blah, blah. No, as they say, yada, yada, yada. But anyway, it is literally going to hit round about March 5th. And it is kind of a weird streak. It comes down like this. And Anchorage, just on the tip of Anchorage, it'll be coming down. It'll come through like that. And coming down as far as Chicago and these areas here, and a bit into Toronto and New York, upstate New York and Vermont and Boston. So it literally goes like that, and it's kind of an oblong, but that storm system will last about 3 days. And it's ice, wind, high winds, so watch it. So that means with trees falling because of the icicles and the heavy snow that's coming, you have to be careful. Clear your grounds, make sure that the trees are well pruned, or at least preventative, away from cars, that you don't park your car around trees, especially New York area. I'm seeing a lot of accidents, and I hate to say 2 to 3 deaths there. Needless to say, in Canada, they are well versed in that kind of horror, the weather of horror there. Okay, so March 15th to the 21st is a big storm. And it's one of those, it's a kind of, not a trifle, but a fourplexer kind of thing. So it's literally 4 of the storms coming in again. And the weird thing is, 3 of them are coming here and coming down. Colorado, Denver is just horrible snow. Nobody can work because they're not used to it. But anyway, like this, and it comes over and kind of curves up like that. Nevada up north gets hit, Oregon, excuse me, Seattle and Vancouver. So that one is bad, and it goes in layers again. First one day, then about 24 hours later, you think it's finished, it comes in again, wet snow, higher winds, but then for about 2 days, it actually stalls, and another one comes in here. But at the same time, which is really weird, I don't know if I'm going to be wrong or right. I'd like you to let me know, if anybody's listening, that it comes down, the same thing, it comes down high through, not so much through Alaska, but Yukon, British Columbia, around here, Calgary. And it goes down, and it comes down to here, and it's wet snow, a few of those weird ice balls, but definitely you're going to see, what do you call it? Not the exactly a bit the blast of the Arctic coming in, but it's part of that. But it's also all kinds of it's heavy snowflakes. So it's not only what do you call it? You know what, guys? Just don't get old. You forget your words. It's how can I say it? I'm sorry. It is definitely sub-freezing anyway, but you're going to see the balls, not the GRAPAUL, but the other type, and then you will see a large amount of those, and large in this area coming around, so watch it. Put your cars away if you don't want to get them dented. So the weird thing is, I said 4, right? When this is going on, about 5 or 6 hours into this storm, which is pretty heavy duty, you're going to get another Icelandic blast from here, which is very, very weird, but it comes in from here. So this area here is going to get really, it's kind of strange, but you're going to get crosswinds and this way because this is going to add to the cold. But this one, in some areas in Ohio and Pennsylvania, that it actually negates it. It cancels the storms out because it's kind of a point of impact in a way, but Nova Scotia and that. But it hits there, then it meets up with the others because this takes time to move across. And then when it hits, it mutes that one. But you've got all this other area that's going to get hit, and it goes like this. It goes across the whole states, this one, and brings in rain and other things like, other than ice balls, but super cooled water droplets, everything else in there. So there's that. Then we go to, I'm going to cover really April and May. April, there are storms coming in towards the end of April, or about the 18th through the 21st, and that one again comes in. Colorado's snowed. It's got about 5 5 feet, 4 to 5 feet of snow, but around here it's getting far more, and here it's even more. So this is about 9 to 10 feet, even as far as Boston, Montreal, get the snow plows out. So that is that one. But it's also cold winds again, and wet snow. It's all this wet snow that's coming in. So be careful of that, all right? And I would advise you, to the people who don't know it yet, but because of the extreme cold, make sure your pipes are covered or insulated, especially the outside pipes, for water hoses, things like that. So I'm warning you now. Even in Nevada, are you thinking they're not going to get? Utah, Colorado, any of these states down here, the cold is going to get you. All right, so it's really, even Las Vegas is going to get hit. So all of this upwards, Arkansas, all of that upwards. Make sure you're winterizing any vehicles, and looking after yourself. Be careful of black ice, etc. May 15th to the 16th, you think everything's fine. There's hardly any storms, bad weather. It's just very, very cold. But that one is kind of the last flush. But we're still going to get snow. But this is, I'm talking about the extreme weathers. So this one you're going to get is kind of a mix again. It's coming in from, these ice storms coming in from here, hits Chicago, all of these areas here. And then this one comes in kind of like this, which is weird, and hits there, but it really doesn't hit except for that kind of loop over here, upwards, not down, but upwards. So we are going to see snow in areas that, yes, they've had snow, but not as much, like Nevada or near Las Vegas, San Francisco. We'll see snow, Colorado definitely, in all of these areas. Okay, now it is going to keep on snowing. I'm not going to give you all the details. This has already run over what I wanted. But anyway, the snow will last until about June 18th this time. So it's shorter, but it's more intense, so be careful. Obviously, the higher elevations will get it, but there are sporadic, weird storms coming in that are keeping the air cooled. And it's as if we're going into a faux ice age. So be careful. Make sure you've got cans, soups, or something like that. Anything. If you're traveling, please make sure. God, people don't understand that. You have extra supplies, water, blankets, something to heat with, those hot pockets that you can get. Not to eat. These are pocket warmers, hand warmers that you can break open, and make sure you've got a supply in your car. How to dig out with as well, a little mini spade or something, or you call it a shovel here. But anyway, make sure that in this section that you have that. In Canada, they know about supplies and taking care, but we're seeing different weather completely. You need to be far more proactive, other than just food and everything else. Meds, always keep updated, maybe once a week, but keep your meds supply in the car. Obviously, in America, you have to make sure you've got a copy of the prescription if you're traveling with meds, because they're afraid of we've got drug problems everywhere in the world. Okay, so that's it for snow, which is quite a bit, I'm afraid. Hope you get back to me. Just let me know if any of these came true. Thank you for joining me for snow. The next one, I see you on the next video.